jumping into this, we're already talking about music. We actually have another topic, which is this song's been out actually for a cool minute, and by the time this episode drops, it's gonna be out for even a cooler minute. But recently, Rosalina did a song with The Weeknd, and it was called La Fama. And I enjoyed the song. I know you heard the song. That shit was a bop. That was a good song. Someone introduced me to the song, and I enjoyed the song. Listened till since then. Until all of a sudden, I started seeing some people comment, and I was like, "What's all this hate about?" So then I Google some of this hate, and then I come upon an article that I guess was blowing up from a popular,
Pop Sugar.
Yeah, Pop Sugar, a popular article-based website where it's. When I looked at, I try to see what they're about. It looked like they're pure complaining. But they were complaining because they felt like she was whitewashing over Black Latin music by putting The Weeknd. And I'm gonna give my first opinions. I know that they felt like they should have put an actual someone who's Dominican if they're going to be doing bachata and all that kind of stuff, and we had this conversation. But sometimes, if a song's just good, just let it be good. Why does everything have to be such a socio-economical issue? Why does everything have to be such a society issue? Why does everything have to be like a discriminative issue? Why does everything have to be a race issue? Why can't something just be good? Because that song was good. Why can't it just stay as that? Why does everything have to be like, why do people have to complain about so much? If you enjoyed the song, you enjoyed the song. If you're like, the song's good, but I don't like how she chose The Weeknd. She should have chosen someone who's actually Dominican. Like this is wrong for all Black Latinx people because look, and you're gonna be like, who are you to say? First of all, I have a right to say anything. Just like you have the right to say anything. Everyone has the right to say anything. And I'm not saying anything in an offensive way. All I'm saying is, why can't we just enjoy something? Why does everything have to be picked at for all the wrong things? And it's not even wrong thing. And we've discussed this, where sometimes thinking from a marketing standpoint, you don't think about that small stuff. You think about what's going to give me the most views. Who can get me more exposure? That's a business standpoint. And if you're thinking from a societal issue standpoint instead of a business standpoint, I'm sorry, you're not ready for the real world. If you're planning to make big business, you're not going to make big business. I'm telling you from someone who spends every single day surrounded by businessmen. You got to put that other shit aside. If you're still worried about these whole issues like that, you will not make it far if you're trying to get into a business world. If you're trying to get into like a media world, okay, you'll do just fine. Media loves you. But if you're trying to get to a point where you want to make money or you want to do big things for people around you, you want to be able to, instead of complaining about this, you want to be able to fund causes that brings more exposure to these people. Because if I'm being honest with you, and people hate when I say this, I don't give a fuck what you think. Only money makes change. We live in the real world. Only money makes change. Because you need money to fund different things to make change. So my big thing is, I'm tired of people who complain about something that's just good. Let's just let something be good. Please, I really enjoyed this song. Don't try to put controversy over it. Go ahead.
No, you make fair points. And I remember when we first had this conversation about the song, you actually played the song before talking about it.
It was your first time hearing it. You're like, ooh.
Yeah, and I told you, I was like, oh, like I want to dance this. I want to go. So, and I had told you, I was like, oh, I wasn't too sure who the female artist was. But to me, the English, or like the male artist sounded like Romeo Santos.
I know.
And I told you that's my thought. I was like, oh, like.
I didn't know Romeo Santos.
Yeah, I was like, oh, like he dropped. Like, I didn't know he dropped into the song. Like, surprised, I didn't hear this. And that's when you're like, no, dude, this is The Weeknd. That's where I was like, oh, serious? Because I'm not gonna lie, just listening to the song alone without knowing the details, as in knowing who the artist is, who the featured artist is, it's like you just listen to the vibe, the instrumentals, the vocals, everything. I kid you not, that song will easily make you want to dance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I also looked into the article and everything and was also curious because I really liked the song. I enjoyed it. I
It's a
didn't.
bop.
Yeah, but I didn't see it as like, oh, it's the
Controversial,
Weeknd.
yeah.
Like,
Or
why is the
yeah.
Weeknd in this? Like,
I was like, oh, it's the Weeknd.
you
Yeah.
got somebody better. No, because to me, it was just the song is the song. Every artist obviously, chooses and makes a decision and chooses who they would want to feature in a song because they feel like that person that they're asking to feature will fit that role best
Mm-hmm.
to that song. Obviously, she felt that way with The Weeknd, and I'm not gonna lie, that song slaps. It's a really good song.
I'm pretty sure she probably hit top numbers that she didn't hit before. I'm pretty sure.
Because I know she was doing good leading up to the song. But to me, it's just like, if it, like you're saying, if it's good, it's good. Leave it at that. There's no need to complain. Because now at this point, easily without having to even look into like research or looking up responses or all these different things, my question would then be, well, how come you guys didn't react this way when Bad Bunny spoke Japanese in his song, or when The Weeknd and Maluma were together? Because Maluma's way bigger than Rosalia.
Yeah.
But it's like no one said nothing when they had collabs, and they've had, I think, one or two. But it's like,
or when Justin Bieber was singing Despacito.
Exactly. It's like, you're not making it such a big deal as it is with this. But then you ask, like, why? Why is it such a big deal? Because the way I started comparing it was, think of it as Prince Royce. He started off he was doing bachata. He was mainstream for bachata, and then he started jumping into like reggaeton. Jumped back to bachata. Surprised no one said nothing about that. And then he made one song for bachata. I think it was like, what was it? Corazoncito Inocente?
Yeah,
Or something like that. Where he's, it's just him and bachata. And then he has a remix, which is a feature of Mike Towers, I think is the artist's name. I'm not gonna lie, both songs are good. But it's like, this artist that's featuring is a reggaeton artist. The song is still bachata. The song is still good with him adding into it. But then again, that's also subjective to who the listener is. But I didn't hear any controversy from that. Because it's like, Prince Royce is doing bachata. You would expect one of the originals for bachata to jump into the Prince Royce song and blah, 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 blah. And then if you, one of the comments that I saw was, it said, oh, like, because she's trying to jump into bachata and this different aspect of genre, she should have had someone like as an original, whether it was a male or female. Like, there's originals out there. So yeah, you can do that, but at the same time, this is her song. This is her project. This is what she wanted to do. She has a choice to pick who she wants for that song. I'm not gonna lie, she did an amazing pick. I wouldn't have thought The Weeknd could do that.
Yeah.
More props to him, more props to her. I really enjoyed the song.
It's The Weeknd, he could do a lot. What do you mean?
Exactly. So to me, it's just like,
The Weeknd is the Rock of the music industry. Because The Rock could do it all. The Weeknd is the Rock of the music industry. I wouldn't be surprised if The Weeknd came out doing a rock song. He's got the voice.
Have you heard his song?
Which
a little side note, but have you heard the Rock song?
There's a rock song in there?
He has a song.
See, then I didn't know. he's the Rock of the music industry.
I'll play it on my back so you can hear it. But that's gonna be for like another time. But yeah, it's just I guess I can see and understand why there would be hate or there would be backlash to this. But just like you said, to me, it's just, if the song is good, let the song be good and let the people enjoy it. It's going to get its views. It's going to get its listens. It's going to get its plays. If it's a good song or not. You don't need to feed into it that the featured artist was a bad decision just because she is new trying to get into this genre. And she would have done better. She would have had more of a launch or whatever if she had one of the OG for bachata.
And here's the thing that people forget. is The Weeknd. When you see The Weeknd feature on anything, it tends to get a lot more views. So think of it like from this standpoint. She's like, I have a song. I want to get a little bit more mainstream. But not just that. What if her intentions was, I want to make bachata more mainstream? Who are you going to choose that could sing Spanish and has proven it already, but it could also make bachata more mainstream, giving more back to the Dominican Republic or the Black Latinx community? You get me? Because bachata is really in that genre. It belongs to those people. They started it. Yeah, they originated it. But if you think about it like this, if only those people do it, there's a reason why it's not as big as it should be. She took a jab. She took a step. Let me put someone else that's huge worldwide. Put them in. They see featuring The Weeknd, or even The Weeknd repost it, and all his followers see it. They're going to go check it out. Now bachata gets more exposure. She's giving so much back to that genre of music than if she would have chosen one of the artists from that genre. Because only those listeners know those artists. But a lot of people know The Weeknd. So trying to think of it from that, you should see it as, oh, she chose someone else over like choosing a real Black Latin artist. Like why did she choose The Weeknd, not a Black Latin artist or Latinx artist? Because she knows that that's not going to give it more exposure. And we don't know what her intentions were, whether it's like, I want to market myself, probably that. Come on, you're in the music business. But also, if you think of it from the standpoint, she just gave more exposure to the bachata genre. That is an accomplishment alone. I'm curious, and I want to see how many views this has later on. Versus, let's just try to see whatever video we think might have the most views for bachata video. And I want to see which one has more. Because I feel like she gave a lot of exposure to bachata, giving a lot to the bachata genre. So I think she just deserves more respect than hate.
Yeah, because, I mean, the other way I could see it is, I don't know if you saw recently, but Anderson .Paak went backstage with BTS. Okay. And switched, I believe it was album for the Silk Sonic and all that. Oh. And you can kind of picture it this way. Let's say Anderson .Paak, probably butchering it, but let's say he collabs with BTS and he makes a song in English. Now you could see it as African American people going, why do you have them jumping into this genre that you could have made this song with this other artist that would have been better with these other, you get me? So that's how I feel like it would go. But to me, it's just like, if the song is good, if they did such a good job of like
the song and the music video and just everything together. Yeah.
If everything just fits in perfectly and it's smooth, enjoyable and everything.
Why are you complaining?
Exactly. just how you mentioned with our previous videos, you get what you get, you don't have a fit. Obviously, that was their decision of how they wanted to do it. That's how it is. It's already out in public. Like, they're not just gonna release it for a week or two, see how reactions are, take it back, and then redo it the way audience wants and then re-put it out. No artist does that, because then at that point it's not true to what they wanted to do when they initially created that project. That's all I have left for this.
I think we addressed it all, and you made a last good point, which is, think about why K-pop's so big. More like, K-pop has always been big, and it just gets bigger, in all honesty. But there's been so many American artists featured with BTS, for example, and BTS is so huge that more Americans have been exposed to K-pop, and it's helping the K-pop genre. So think of it like that. Her getting an American feature for a genre that's not American is gonna help this genre, which is good if you love the bachata genre. I love it, so I'm happy to see this.